fellow geeks. Welcome to another episode of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostgeeks. Playing with us tonight, we have our regular crew. Chase as Haskell, Em as Quill, Ian as Mooneye, and Matt as Stew Drinker. When I breathed in to start talking, I definitely breathed in some of my own spit. So I'm glad I got through that whole sentence because I almost immediately started coughing. Before we dive in, some quick call-outs. We are using the system and setting of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition by Wizards of the Coast and playing through their module, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. This is unsponsored fan content. You can also find a lot of the maps and tokens we are using over in the Rime of the Frostmaiden bundle on Roll20. So go check it out. We are sorry that we missed last week. We had some scheduling hiccups, but we are excited to be back tonight. So without further ado, I think we'll just hop right in to our recap. Previously on Rime of the Frostgeeks, the group took a few days to recover at the castle with the Knights of the Black Sword. Avarice proposed a plan to retrieve a religious text of the followers of the Frostmaiden called the Codicil of White, said to be able to open a passage through any ice form, basically. She hopes to use it to make a way into an ancient and magical Netherese city buried in the Reged Glacier. Suspicious of her interest in Quill, Haskell insisted that Avarice come along with the group as they investigate a mysterious tower they believe to be a piece that broke off of the flying Netherese city. While flying there on their new Griffins, they spotted a werebear being attacked by members of the Tiger tribe, Quill's home tribe, former home tribe. They fought off the attackers, and Avarice froze their leader at Quill's request, a decision that left Mooneye and Quill at odds. Now, Avarice stands over a frozen body with her arms folded, her face a portrait of cool satisfaction. The corpse is stuck in a kneeling position in front of Quill, his face a mix of horror and rage. 4 Tiger Tribe hunters, now disarmed and restrained, cower before your group. "If you would like to stay warm and alive," she says and lightly taps the frozen shoulder of the kneeling man, "I suggest you do as she says." She grins at you, Quill, and nods for you to take over.
Quill takes a slow step forward. Her hands clasped behind her back to hide the fact that they're shaking. She looks over them for a moment. "And tell me, how does Mother Dearest fare these days?"
They look around, but they stay silent. They are clearly intimidated, but they're for now holding their tongues. And just in case you forgot, over the 2 weeks, Quill, you also penned a message that you are now clutching, folded up in your hand.
Yeah. She pauses, clearly waiting for them to say something. And when they don't, she gestures back over to the creature that is encased in ice, right? "If you do not want to end up like this unfortunate soul, perhaps you should answer." And I'd like to make a perception or an insight to see which person seems to be the most intimidated, the weak link in a chain.
Okay.
Is that an insight?
Yes, sorry.
No, you're good. I have an 11.
All right. An 11, they all appear to be fairly an equal level of committed to their silence, although you can tell that they are getting more nervous by the second. But you know enough about the Tiger tribe, and as of course looking at these hunters to see that while they are cowed, they have that just like indomitable tiger spirit, that they are clearly willing to die for their queen.
She gives like a small chuckle, a shake of her head, and paces for a moment. Do you think it is treachery to tell me how she is? That seems a little silly, does it not?
She lives, and she is well.
Was that so hard?
She will triumph over all of the tribes.
We will see. But without like saying anything, do I know if the tribes are at war with each other?
So generally the Reged tribes, they certainly aren't like friends or allies, but generally they kind of keep to themselves. It's certainly not out of the realm of possibilities to have like spats and raids on each other occasionally, but
what they just said kind of suggested war. But
yeah.
I didn't have any issues with the wolf tribe that I ran into. Was it the wolf tribe? The elk tribe?
That Eska's part of?
Yeah.
Bear.
Okay.
Yeah, you certainly the prospect of conquering all of the tribes is new.
Yeah. Quill just shakes her head and then turns towards Moon Eye. I would speak with you for a moment.
I would like that.
She inclines her head to the side so we can go speak somewhat in privately without the earshot of the prisoners.
Okay, Avarice will like step in, like kind of take your place in front of them and just watch them carefully.
Your anger is not with these ones. Your anger is with your mother.
It is a little with these ones.
If the armor maker does a poor job crafting your shield and you go to battle and the shield breaks and your arm is wounded, do you take anger at the sledge or do you take anger at the maker?
If I am at war, Moon Eye, and soldiers are killing me, I will kill the soldiers and not just the leader of the army.
But you are not at war. These men are just tools for your mother.
They would kill me just to see her smile. Does that not justify their death?
But a sword would kill you if the person swinging it uses it that way. But you can also use it to
this is the person
help
with
you.
a will. They could choose to not. They could have, if they were good men, they would say, Quill, you survived. You lived. Incredible. I always regretted this. We will not tell your mother that you are alive. That was an option. But they instead, before I had raised my hand against them, they attacked me. And not only did they attack me, but they followed me through the fight, ignoring Stew Drinker, who, we must agree, is far more powerful than I.
This is true.
And yet they would ignore him, sacrifice their own well-being for a chance to kill me. I do not understand your insistence that they are just a tool. They are men of their own free will, and their will is evil.
You are correct. They are just a tool.
No, I'm saying they are not just a tool.
I know you are saying that, but you are also correct that they do have free will, that they can make choices. And you are thinking now, and that is what I wanted, not for you to lash at them in rage in the moment. Now they are prisoners that you can make your decision of what you will do with them. I have had a situation in my past that I am not proud of, where I took anger out on someone that did not deserve it. And they are not here any longer for me to make amends with them because of that anger. And I do not want you to have that same situation. That is my concern. If you have thought about it now, you have had a moment to not be in the heated rage and realize where you must focus your energy. If it is still to take these men out, then that is what it is. But I do not want you to take the anger you have for one and force it on another that does not deserve it.
Quill takes the moment to consider that, slowly turns to look at the men who are helpless now. Her eyes travel across their faces, thinking of the memories of them that she's had since childhood, remembers the way their faces hardened when they killed her or tried to kill her. And memories that maybe she had of them at the village before that, before things got so terrible in one moment. They never treated me well. The fact that I was a tiefling, the fact my mother was, well, who she was. They are not good people, Moonai. If I was to ever take the throne, I would want to rule over people who did not have the same prejudice as them, the same hate in their hearts.
And will you teach them that by killing these ones so that their mates will know that you slaughtered them? Will that teach them understanding? And do you wish to become ruler of them? Because if this is about politics, then fine, that is a different situation.
I do not want to give them the option to kill more children and claim it is for the greater good.
Were you an exception? Or is that a common practice with your people?
Tori, that was a new thing, right?
Yeah.
I do not know what they have done in my absence. Just that it started with me.
Because what they did to you was wrong. I do not disagree with you. And if they were compliant, then you're right, they should be punished. This is a different situation. You may not know this, but my father and I did not have an excellent relationship. He was not happy for me to be able to be who I was. And I have anger for that. And I had a mentor who helped me understand who I was, and then did something that I now know was not important. But at the time I was young and I was hurt, and I hurt him with more force than I realized. It is a different situation. I am sorry to have stopped you. It was not right of me.
No. You were correct in that I want to be in my right mind when I make this choice. It will be a choice, not a reaction.
Yes, I was not in my right mind when I killed my mentor.
I have one question for you, Moonai.
Yes.
You had spoke of learning, how what I do to them will be a lesson. What would you recommend? How should I teach ones full of disgust and evil such as them? They do not wish to change.
I think if you let them go and send them back, it will be the first step for them to change. You will show them that you do not hold the same anger and the same quest for power and hatred that your mother holds. They will go back to the group, and you may only have one of them change only a bit, but each of them will slowly begin to shift the group over time. And perhaps remove your mother eventually. I do not know. But by killing them, you will only reinforce what your mother has taught them and what they believe of you and of what they believe of the world.
The tiger tribe believes in strength. This mercy will not be seen as mercy, but as weakness. Well, I have lived apart from them, and I have learned things of the world and the great cities. They do not share this perspective.
They may not share it now, but you can start to give them some of that perspective.
Tori, as Quill looks over the remaining living, does she know of any that were like, are there any of them significant to her life back? Like, did any of them show any particular kindness before, or any of that, or were they like they're all just kind of part of this elite crew with the queen?
I'll ask you. Do you want there to be someone who was... I'll say all of these are clearly people that you remember being like in your mom's retinue. Probably all of them at some point like stood guard over you, you know, kind of like went around with you, attended you, etc. So you tell me.
Okay.
Let it be known while you're considering Haskell is looting them.
Avarice actually finally looks approvingly upon Haskell. Also, as this is happening as well, Stew Drinker, you see two big bears kind of galump up to the group. Stew Drinker has been blessed with the charm of the animal, so...
Oh, incredible.
We've got some bears hanging around with you guys today. You should have control of those tokens, Matt.
Fantastic. Thank you. I'll say... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Shooter.
Oh, as the bears come up, one is this really like burly and I'd say kind of very built for climbing black bear. And Stew Drinker, though he's seeing this bear for the very first time, the name immediately comes to him, and he says, "It's good to meet you, Wombat." And then the other one, this kind of beefy brown bear, comes up, and he does the same sort of kind of bow and then shake the paw of this second brown bear, which is he immediately calls Uni. Pleasure to fight alongside you.
I love it.
I love it so much.
Cool. So Quill.
Yes.
Are there any who were kind to you?
Yes. There was one person who was in the retinue that when I was little, he would always bring me back just like a little sliver of like liver from like, which was like a very valued piece because it had so many like vitamins and stuff in it, right? And it was my very favorite. And he'd always like save a little slice for me. She doesn't know really why. But yeah, he would. But most of the rest were just firm in their belief and loyalty and would do anything without question.
We'll call the nice one Tupalek.
Tupalek. I like that. Okay, I have to write it down or else I'm going to forget. Okay. So she will nod slowly. There is one who could maybe change, but the rest will only strengthen my mother. Sending them back, it feels as if it would be a mistake.
Then I think you know your right choices to make.
Quill draws a deep breath, and like I think somewhere like deep in like her stomach, there's like this little flutter of old Quill, just absolutely abhorring the idea of what she's about to do. But she steels herself, quashes that little flutter, and marches over to the group. I have discussed with Moonai, and he has shown me much wisdom. If it is one mistake that I will not make, that my mother had done, it will be to surround myself with idiots who cannot think for themselves. And she looks down at all these people with just an iron, steely glance of disapproval. To send you back to my mother would be weakness. There is one of you who was different. Not so much different, but just seemed to have a mind a little of his own. This person will carry back my message and the heads of the rest of you.
They all glance at each other, and one of them spits on the ground. Not Tumalek. Spits on the ground and says, "You should have been dead this whole time. You belong to the Frostmaiden. You're living on borrowed time."
The Frostmaiden has no hold on me. I was saved by ones with more wisdom than you. People with more bravery. Ones who can face their own fights and not hide behind the lives of sacrificed children. And I'm going to pull my dagger out that I've used to kill people in the past, stride up, just grab this person by the hair, pull back their head, and unless anyone's going to stop me, she's going to cut their throat.
Haskell's not going to try
not.
to. Haskell's not going to try to stop her, but he's going to look at Stew Drinker and just kind of give like a knowing glance of, this is what I was talking about, and he's going to gesture at Quill.
The eyebrows.
Yeah, like
Are you seeing this, man?
Yeah. Stew Drinker is going to return that glance to Haskell and give him a nod. Just kind of having confidence in his brother, in Moonai, having spoken with Quill, and Moonai being the wisest person Stew Drinker knows, he would accept this result, but he would probably cover the eyes of Wombat and Uni before anything happens.
At last, decisions. I love it. Let's move along. I am freezing my feathers off here.
Go sit on Tempest if you are too cold. I am going to revel in this moment.
I wouldn't miss that.
She'll go through and basically she won't let anyone else bear the weight of killing people who can't fight back. She'll take care of it all. And with each like slice, that little flutter that she had like put into a little box just like gets weaker and weaker until she stops at the last living person. She looks down, and obviously this person is upset, right? Tupelek, he has grown up with these other warriors his whole life.
He's stoic. He has like hardened his face. But yeah.
You probably do not remember me, or at least the little exchanges that we had. I was weak when I was younger, always looking for the approval of others. And it wasn't until I shed that need that I found my strength. However, I believe that kindness should be rewarded. And she will hold out the paper and tuck it into like his furs. You will take this to my mother. You will tell her that I still live and that I am no longer a sacrifice for her. I hope that when we meet again, you will remember this exchange and that you will choose the right side to be on. And then she'll step around, make sure that Stew Drinker's close just in case this guy attacks, and she'll cut him loose so that he can leave.
So she didn't actually gather heads.
Are you making him take the heads back?
I realized after I said that she's not actually strong enough to de-head all of these bodies. She's not built for that, that strength. And she's not going to do it with a dagger because that just sounds absolutely horrendous. So she's just going to let the head thing go.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But good call out, Chase. She did originally say that.
Maybe going to step in if she's like chopping off heads.
No, I figured like when I went to I was like, yeah, no, not going to do that. I had in my head like an image of like all of these heads with the hair all braided together into like one banana cluster. But yeah, we're just going to cut that off.
Yeah, okay.
Or not cut it off.
Yeah,
so
the opposite. He stands, he says nothing.
Okay.
Well, he stands and looks at you and he says, delivering this news, telling her you are inviting your own death.
We will see. Mother has forgotten how strong I have become.
He'll look once more at his companions and the blood just soaking bright red into the snow. And he will slowly move toward his spear that's been like cast off to the side. He's like watching you guys as he does it. You take it as more like he's taking this for the road.
Yes.
Like
the tundra is a dangerous place. He needs a weapon if my message is going to be delivered safely.
Yeah. He'll take it up and then turn and start jogging away.
Haskell wants to step up to Quill as this person's going away. I heard your word choice. You said revel. Is that what you're feeling in your heart right now? Revelry over what you've just done.
Quill draws a deep breath and then looks over at Haskell. I do not have joy in what I have done.
Haskell
It is important to stay strong in the face of enemies. And anything that I say, he is going to repeat to my mother.
I want an insider.
Go for it.
He's gonna look at her for a minute. He wants to see if she's actually enjoying what she just did. 16, 17, because we're affirmated, chat.
Yeah.
Quill is... She's not smiling. She's not having like that happy body language at all. She is very still, very solemn, very almost stoic. And
Okay.
she'll kind of glare at you when you are obviously appraising her. I have known these people since I was a child. I'm not happy that they are dead. But it was necessary, Haskell.
I'm not questioning you on that. That's fine. We all have to play judge and executioner sometimes. But the word revel that you used, just be careful that's never true. because then you put yourself on a dangerous road.
How could I ever walk a dangerous road, Haskell, with you and Moon Eye to guide me?
Don't flatter me, Quill.
It's not flattery. You are incessant with inserting yourself into my decisions.
I know much more about the gods than you. That is all.
Avarice
you
will
tried to-
step up beside Quill and try to take your hand if you will let her, and just kind of give it a light squeeze and say, "Why don't we take a walk?"
Of course, this one's worked up after the carnage. He's going to glare at her.
I simply think Quill might need to take a breath. And with you all prattling on about morality, that's a little bit difficult to do. So why don't you figure out what's going on with this bear fellow, and we will be on our way.
All right, there's a friend left. Hey, what did I loot, Tori?
They just kind of had like rations, like they had stuff for traveling. So like berries. Well, no, there wouldn't be berries here. Everything's dead and frozen. Some meat and just survival stuff. They don't, this isn't like a wealthy tribe with a lot of gold and stuff. They also don't really have use for gold because that's not really how their tribe works.
I will
Sorry,
gather
Chase.
up anything useful. That's okay. Chase is fine. Haskell's
You
disgusting.
can have refilled your rations. You have some food and water for the road.
Very good. And
Can I
quickly,
refill my
before
starting weapons?
Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah, any common stuff. I guess we'll say, I'll give you something useful. We'll say between all their stuff, or one of them also had like a climbing kit.
Wonderful. I'll divvy that out to people. Haskell's not going to hoard it all.
Thanks for the cheers. And
Woohoo!
earlier I didn't remark about the hype train, but that was cool. Thanks, guys. And thanks for the
cool.
raid. So much fun stuff happening in chat.
Speaking of hype train, little Chwinga's going to hop up on Haskell's arm after that whole situation. It's going to tie a little lightning stone on his arm. He's going to just be looking at it and smiling as it does. He's going to turn to Stew Drinker. You called that bear wombat.
Yeah.
That's not a wombat. I've seen a wombat. He's going to look at the Chwinga and he's going to tickle its belly. This is a real life wombat right here.
Oh. Well, I don't know what it is, but and he will raise his Chwinga bracelet, and of course there you see the charm of the animal with the wood carving of the wolf's head, and he just kind of shakes it, and he says, when this appeared, I found myself able to communicate with this bear, and it told me its name was Wombat, so...
I'll be damned. Maybe it is a real life wombat.
Yeah. Wombat, meet Haskell.
Haskell will go up and start petting the bear.
It is a good name for a bear.
I suppose so.
Is anyone helping the werebear? He's obviously injured.
We're petting this healthy bear.
I know. We kind of had the RP conversation, which is totally fine, and the werebear was. I should say he's not dying. He's fine, but he got beat up by a bunch of hunters and stuff. So.
Yes, I will go over and heal him.
Okay. He thanks you and introduces himself as Small Claw.
That is a good name. Not as good as Wombat, but a good name nonetheless.
Thanks for saving me. I was sent to go scout out the tiger tribe. They've been a lot more aggressive lately, and I thought I was covering my tracks, but I guess not well enough. I would have been a goner without you guys.
Is this a usual area for the tiger tribe?
Here, no. I'm a ways away from where I came, but like I said, I guess they tracked me. Oyman Artok is concerned about all of the tiger activity. So she sent me to go spy and figure out what was going on. He kind of looks down. This was my first real mission. I would have screwed it up without you. Thank you.
No, you did well, Smallclaw.
You can tell for just like now that you're talking to him a little bit, he does appear a little bit smaller. You know that these are Goliath bears, so he looks to be on the smaller side as far as Goliaths go, and he seems young. He's in his hybrid form right now, but he seems a bit younger.
You've got the information. You are bringing it back. You are surrounded by many more than you could have taken alone. You did nothing wrong.
Thanks. I guess when you put it that way, it makes me feel a little better. I don't have much, but there's got to be something I can do to help you guys. Just as a repayment. It sounded like you have history with the tiger tribe. He kind of glances over at Quill, who's walking.
Yes, she has history with them. She was a member once, and they hurt her badly. You can see she still has pain from that.
He looks at the blood just like streaked across the snow. Yeah. You could say that.
I do not know what you could help us with, though. We are heading to the ice tower. The Griffins will be able to eat the bodies, so we do not need food.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure we need anything.
Well, your friend might, if it's of any interest to her, I'd be happy to share what I saw. It sounded like you guys were maybe headed, I don't know, on a warpath or something.
That would be good.
Tiger tribe.
Yes, if you could share that, I will let the Griffins know they can feed. Thank you, Smokla.
We owe a favor of sorts to Oyman Itark.
Oyman Artok.
Quill has been searching relentlessly for this person.
And previously, the werebears you ran into basically said that if you guys did two things, you would be Oyman Artok would see you favorably. You've done those two things, but you haven't yet run into Oyman Artok. That was to clear the cave of the berserkers and to stop East Haven from sacrificing people and creating these the light walkers or whatever they're called. So he'll tell you that in his time watching the tiger tribe, as you've already learned, they've been very aggressive toward the other tribes and slowly making their way though toward the northern coast along the Sea of Moving Ice. These tribes are all nomadic, so they don't really have a central place, but that's where they're headed most recently. And he has heard that they are making preparations to go to an island in the Sea of Moving Ice so that Bjornhild, who is the chieftain, can convene with the Frostmaiden and gain divine power to conquer all the tribes. He also mentions that Bjornhild carried a white book with her. Which, if that is not ringing bells,
I'm not there.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
ringing a bell.
Okay. I only saw M space react, so I was like,
Dakota style of white.
I said book of white. White book.
Anybody?
Anyone?
Haskell doesn't want to make a big deal about it, so he's just going to mention.
Yeah,
it.
the small claw doesn't seem to know what it was. He just noticed it, that she often had it on her and seemed very maybe not protective, but just like very mindful of where it was kind of at all times. So that is what he gives you.
That is good information. Do you think you could deliver a message for us as well?
Yeah, anything. Well,
Let
as
Oyamina-
long as I'm not gonna, I don't know, have to carry any heads or
No,
whatever.
I would only make you carry feet, nothing more. But not this time.
Okay.
Let Oyam and Artok know that we have completed their tasks.
Okay. Yeah, I
You
can
should
do
know
that.
what that means if you mention our names. I'm Haskell, by the way.
He'll hold out a massive, like, bear paw to you.
Yeah, I'll reach up and shake it or pat it or whatever. I'm sorry I frightened you earlier, by the way. That was just magic.
Yeah. That's okay. You frightened a lot of the other ones too, so I guess
At least
it all
your heart
works
didn't
out.
stop. That's happened before.
Yeah. Well, I should probably get this information and your message back. And I'm feeling a lot better. Thanks, Moon Eye.
You are welcome.
Anyway, hopefully I'll see you again.
A word of advice out in this frozen hell. If you see anything, it's probably going to try to kill you. So run the other way.
I've lived out here my whole life. I've figured that much.
Yet you still got ambushed. So try better next time.
He'll look down. Right. Okay, well,
Windbag, this would be a time to stop talking. You do not know his whole story.
I know the result, though. That is enough. I'm just telling him to be careful.
he'll nod once more, and then before your eyes, he'll turn into a full bear. So you kind of hear the cracking of bones as he like morphs his shape and becomes a polar bear. And
Haskell's
then-
gonna visibly grimace.
Yeah, it's like not fun to watch.
That's not as
it's pretty
beautiful as I envisioned
disturbing.
it looking.
No, it sounds very uncomfortable, although he does not seem to react in such a way. And then he will kind of puff at you and nod, and then head off across the tundra.
Remind me to never shapeshift, Moon Eye. That was awful.
I will remind you.
Thank you.
Okay, we will hop over really quick to Avarice and Quill. I don't have any super specific things that have to be accomplished here, but Avarice is just going to check to make sure you're okay.
Thank you for getting me out of there. I did need a minute to breathe.
I hope you know, Quill, that you don't owe anyone an explanation for anything.
That is true. But I have found that if you want people to stick around, you tend to have to explain things.
I suppose that's true. I don't want to overstep. I know they are your friends. They just seem awfully naggy, is all.
Yes, I think they have decided to take on a role of guidance in my life.
Well, maybe just make sure that guidance doesn't become them pulling you along like some kind of ass on a rope.
Yes, I definitely do not want to be drug along by anyone.
Of course not. And I hope you know, you don't have to justify yourself to me. I understand what it's like.
Oh, your mother sacrificed you to the sea of moving ice as a gift to Arya?
No. I only meant I understand what it's like to not be understood.
Thank you. It is nice to just exist sometimes. without the pressures of people looking and wondering.
Only you get to decide what's right and wrong. Nobody else gets to pick that for you.
Quill will tighten her fingers around Avarice and like kind of like lean her head on her shoulder as they walk. What feels right and wrong? This feels right to me.
She'll lean her head back. Yes, I do suppose it beats sitting alone in the castle cistern.
This has been more adventure than you have seen in some time. At least outside of your books, right?
I have a little more experience than you might know, but yes, it has been a little while. I'm still getting the rust out.
You have to teach me this spell, the one that turns people to ice.
Oh, she like boops your nose. That's a special one from you know who.
Well, perhaps I will have to ask him for this thing.
It seems like you're well on your way. She'll give you a little peck and say, we should probably get back before your babysitters get too concerned about me corrupting your mind or whatever.
We would not want them thinking that.
Haskell's glaring in the background from afar.
Just like the camera slowly pans over to Haskell behind a bush. Just perfect.
All right. So everyone gets back together. All of the talking has been talked. As you guys are, well, I should ask, are you immediately mounting back up? Are you like taking a short rest here? What's the plan?
Oh, right. I think I'm super hurt.
You are a bit hurt, yeah.
I'd like to take a quick breather and warm up before we progress further.
I think that sounds lovely.
A rest would be good.
I agree.
All right. So Haskell regales everyone with an amazing story.
Yeah, he's gonna tell some sort of story about how somebody used to be good and pure and their soul became corrupt and then they died in the end, and he's gonna glare at Avarice the entire time.
Really on the nose.
So everybody gets to add an extra d6 to their healing if they spend any resting hit dice.
And you guys threw the bodies to the Griffins, right?
Yes, yeah, I feed the bodies to the Griffin.
I missed that part, but sure.
I mean, Moon Eye did it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if Haskell was participating.
Well, it's foolish to let the resources be wasted.
That's fair.
Let the Griffins fill their bellies.
Griffins are happy with that.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys are resting, I'm just putting your Griffins around where they're eating people. No big deal. As Haskell gets toward the end of his story, and then there's probably just sort of a long, awkward pause at the end, because everyone knows exactly what Haskell was trying to say, but nobody just like said it outright. The elephant in the room situation. Moon Eye, you feel the ground rumble. And
I felt this kind of rumble before.
It's not, you don't immediately recognize it. You can make a probably a nature check, or I would let you use wisdom with nature. And then as you're doing this, everyone else, you a few moments later start to feel this rumble as well, and you see the Griffins are like starting to react. Would you like to roll that check, Moon Eye?
Well, I would, but roll 20. Letting my
Roll
character
20 has
sheet
said
open.
no.
So. Yep. So I feel like it's not really news.
Okay.
It's obviously a sign from the Roll20 gods to tell me it's worse.
Is anyone else doing anything specific?
I mean, if I'm feeling a rumble, I'm gonna stand up and start investigating around.
It's maybe a good time for us to mount our rides.
Yeah, Quill would definitely like pull Avarice to her feet and like stand in front of Avarice and back Avarice towards her Griffin Tempest. Mount up, just in case something happens.
Okay, let's all roll initiative.
Oh.
We're gonna leave, and Dia's like, no.
Well, we'll see how quickly you are able to leave.
That's fair.
And we need different music. This is not calm piano music time.
Dun 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 dun. Okay.
Remember, we're affirmated.
You are indeed.
Oh, snap.
I want this to be out here. Okay. Sorry, all of the clicks to roll the thing. Okay. There it goes. Okay. Did everyone get in there? I guess Avarice didn't. We'll just I'll put Avarice in with you. I always forget to pull up her sheet because I'm not used to having an NPC running around with you guys. Okay.
I just need you to add me to the turn order so I can put in my 22.
Oh, okay. I will do that.
It didn't click for me, but it seems to be caught up
Add
now.
turn.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Avarice. There you are. Okay. Last thing. Roll. All right. Avarice rolled so low. She's enjoying this rest. She doesn't really want to get up. Okay. Moon Eye. Appropriately, you are the first to act. You did that nature check ever go through?
No.
Okay.
Let's try one more time. Doesn't matter anyways. It's a total of 8.
Okay. You are not sure what like the closest thing you might assume was like avalanche, but there is not a mountain near you.
Okay.
So, but it feels like that. Are you going to move or do anything else?
There's no mountain, so I'm gonna hold my action until I have a better understanding of what's going on.
Okay. What
Are
action
the Griffins
are you holding?
taking flight?
They're starting to get spooked. You can tell they're not in the air yet, but they're kind of like, kind of flapping nervously, like horses would be. Horses like kind of stamp around, except with wings.
I'm going to hold a spell that I'll start preparing.
Okay. All right, then, bursting out of the ice from below is a huge monster. I'm going to put it here. I guess it cannot technically be in your guys' square, but it comes out from underneath you, underneath your little camp.
What the hell is that?
It's and here's let me get you your cool picture.
It's
Oh, no.
ugly.
It is pretty ugly.
Oh, so,
Here it is.
Moraz. Yeah.
A Remoraz.
What?
That's very large.
Huge,
Oof.
like buggy centipede thing bursts out of the ground and screeches in the air and starts biting around. And it will bite at Stew Drinker.
Aw.
Okay. All right. Stu.
Okay.
A 14 does not hit you.
Ooh,
Correct?
just barely a miss. Whew.
Okay. Let me see. All right, I've got a normal amount of villain points today, you guys. Everyone be happy.
Phew.
Yeah.
All right, Haskell, then you are up.
Oh boy.
Now the Griffins are like panicked. I guess I
Haskell's-
should kind of add them just for this. I'll put them in at the end of the order.
Mm,
I am casting the Spirit of Twilight.
Okay.
What is I guess Haskell's gonna shout, are we fighting it?
I think everyone's kind of in a panic right now.
Quill does not answer. Her mouth is just like parted. Her eyes are wide as she stares up at this monstrosity that has crawled out of her worst nightmares with its nasty centipede legs.
Yeah. Avarice screams, "Well, we're certainly not making it a new pet, are we?"
You might.
How fast am I? Okay. All right then. I am going to. I probably wouldn't have my weapon draw. Well, I mean, would I have had time to like draw a weapon by the time I heard rumbling, or
Yeah, we'll say you
was
can
it like
have,
rumble
you
and
can have,
immediately burst? Okay.
No, it was like cause this is like oh my gosh, what's that movie?
Jurassic Park.
No, where they are in the sand and they go. what is it called?
Dune.
Is it no? They're the cheesy one.
Oh,
The cheesy one.
cheesy one. No,
Tremors.
you mean
Tremors.
Tremors,
Yes,
yeah.
Tremors.
Nothing cheesy about Tremors.
Oh,
I'm sorry I
man.
offended your.
What a classic.
your taste. It is classic. Cheesy doesn't mean bad. Anyway, Tremors. It was like that. It's like you feel the shake and then like.
We won't speak
Oh.
of Tremors too.
All right. Well, in that case, Haskell's gonna run over with his sickle, and he's gonna slide on his knees along this ice under Stew Drinker's legs. He's gonna slice at it. Let's go ahead and roll that attack roll. Oh my goodness, I haven't played this game in too long. I don't remember my things are. There it is. With a 22.
That'll hit.
Okay, that does 6 slashing damage and 7 cold damage. And I'm going to spend a use of Bardic Performance to add 3d6 to that of psychic damage. So 10 more mental damage, or psychic damage, sorry.
Okay. As you slash at this thing, you cut through it, and a little bit of blood splashes out, and it's just boiling hot, and it like splashes out onto you, and you're gonna take some fire damage.
Ow!
You're gonna take
Some?
13 fire damage.
That's very much. Okay, I'll tally that in a second.
That was
Okay,
a pretty high roll on those dice.
that's true.
That was kind of a rude roll.
Ah!
Sorry.
Careful when you burn it, or when you cut it, it burns. And then I'm gonna use my. Oh, was that my bonus action to add my thing? It was. Never mind. I was gonna hit and run, but I got greedy, and here I am. That's my turn.
Okay. Quill, you're up.
Oh boy. Okay.
You got as everything's going on, some wind picks up and a tuft of werebear fur smacks you in the face.
Of course. Do I ever know what this does? As
Yeah,
I
you
grab
have
it off
used it
my
before.
face. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Let me read what I wrote. It's a bonus action to activate.
Okay.
When you activate it, you gain immunity to all non-silvered physical damage for 1 turn.
Oh, cool. All right. I'm gonna hold on to that for a second. I am going to command Gale to run so that he doesn't get eaten.
Yeah, Gale is already shrieking and clearly like that was his plan. So
Yeah. To Tempest, and I point to the thing, and I hope that he understands to go to the bird griffin thing and not to run far away where I have to chase it down and then get it back to the griffin. But that would also be entertaining as well. I am going to use, gosh, I have to remember, I forgot that I am now a multi-class. I am going to use my pact magic to do my new spell. Not my new spell. It's an old spell, but I retook it for this. So when Quill goes to cast her, oh gosh, Witch Bolt, and she does a thing where she draws a line around herself, her toe. Ice starts from her toe where she touched it to the ground and follows in a pattern, and then forms like an occultist type symbol beneath her feet, just in like this thin like pattern in ice, just for flavor.
is it the symbol of Levistus?
It is the symbol of Levistus.
Cool.
So I don't know if Haskell's gonna notice that, but that's a thing that's gonna happen right now. And yeah,
I think Haskell's probably looking at other things right now.
Yeah.
probably
Maybe, I don't know.
Also, by the way, Tori, I was gonna ask this earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow of things. I have the Dark One's blessing, and it says when you reduce a hostile's creature to 0 hit points, you gain 5 temporary hit points. So do I have like a fat stack of temporary hit points from killing all those people?
Temporary hit points don't stack with each other.
Oh, okay,
but you
good to know.
can have the 5.
Okay, sounds good. In that case, yeah, casting this spell, Witch Bolt, which then is heightened to the highest spell that I can cast. I do believe when you use your pact magic, correct? Sorry, I haven't done it before, so I'm a little rusty.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. In that case, that means that this Witch Bolt is going to be 3d12 if I hit, plus 7 to hit.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. $11, 12 to hit. I'm gonna use a hero point.
Yeah, you do have some hero points.
I have a hero. Yes, can't let my first hit be nada, right? That's not cool. And we try again. 24.
That's better. Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. All right. I rolled 1d12 with that automatically. That was an 8. I'm gonna roll my 2 additional d12 for a total of 13 more. Yep. So she will do that much damage, and then the wind will pick her up.
What
Carry
kind of,
her.
is it lightning damage? I can't remember what Witch Bolt is.
Great question. Here, I'll drop it in chat for you.
I guess I could look it up myself. Thank you.
I got it. It's a beam of crackling blue energy. It's a
Lightning
sustained
damage, yeah.
bolt of lightning. Yeah.
Cool. And then you do your cool wind thing.
Yep, my cool wind thing, which will carry me 10 feet.
Away.
Yeah. Gonna go to here.
Just gonna back on up there.
Just gonna get away from that thing.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have Gale go on your turn, and he'll start running.
Wonderful.
Stew Drinker, you are up, my friend.
All right. First off, I've got a lot of stuff to do now. I'd like to first send Wombat past Uni next to Haskell, and
Okay.
I'm gonna have Wombat do like essentially like this menacing roar, effectively mechanically using the help action to give Haskell advantage on his next attack against the Remorads.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna have. Oh, go ahead.
But
Oh, I
think we
said
just
nice.
yeah, cool.
Oh, okay, sweet. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Now I'm gonna have Uni start off with a bite attack and a claw attack. So first off, the bite attack is a 16. Does that hit?
16 does not hit.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
It's gonna go for a
Jeez.
claw attack now. Oh, that's a 10. So that also will not hit.
You
And
can't,
now-
not that you want to, but I will allow you to use hero points on your animals if you
Oh,
would like.
absolutely.
Okay.
Uni is definitely. I'm gonna use it for its claw, just kind of considering it kind of like a double claw. 23?
23 will do it.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Okay. So that'll be 10 points of damage.
I think we're affirmated, but the bar is like all over the place.
It's going back and forth.
Yeah, it's moving all over.
There's a very active tug of war right now.
Now,
Very good.
There is one more thing that I will reveal here because of the super blessing of the animal. Stew Drinker is now and he's gonna look over to Haskell for a second and give like a cheesy grin, remembering that Haskell said, "Remind me to never shapeshift. That was awful." And because of the wonderful charm of the animal, Stew Drinker is going to suddenly grow in size, and you see fur sprouting all over him as he himself turns into a cave bear.
Oh, yeah, a cave bear, not polar?
It depended on the situation. I would say in this case,
Okay.
cave bear, but
Going
I think
cave
their
bear.
stats are the same.
That's cool with me.
But he's going to transform into a cave bear with his action, and then for his bonus action, I did do a little research on this. He's going to start raging. So you see this cave bear, like with this like green, blue, and red energy crackling through, with glowing eyes, ready to attack next turn.
A raging cave bear.
Yes.
Haskell's gonna grimace at the shapeshift. Oh gods. Not to
Okay.
like hurt us, but do the bears need to take burning blood damage, Tori?
Oh, that is a good point. Thank you for being honest. Okay, I'm gonna move your token away, Stew Drinker.
Thank you.
There is a body here, but we'll just get rid of it for now. It gets crushed. Actually, I'll say the body shatters when the Remoraz comes up through the ice. All right, you should have control over that yellow bear.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
The yellow bear is Stew Drinker.
Yeah, the stats are not well. The health should be correct with how much health
Yes.
the bear has. Okay, cool.
Yep.
And yes, the cave bear. It was just the one bear because the other bear helped you, Haskell.
Right.
Yes.
So, Uni needs to take some fire damage.
Right.
17. Oh my gosh, that roll.
Ooh.
17 fire damage. For
Will you
Uni.
stop making this blood so hot, Tori?
I'm sorry, real life unicorn. It's nothing against you. Okay. Is that and that's your turn. Raging bear. Okay.
Yes.
Avarice is a bit panicked, as you might imagine.
Coward.
She is she doesn't want to risk the op attack.
Risk it.
She's not a dummy. She is going to She does not have anything good for this situation. All right. She is going to just sort of like, she's not really going to do much of any damaging stuff, but she's going to use prestidigitation to just start like making little sparks and stuff. Really what she's doing is she's doing the help action. And she's going to give Quill advantage on her next like spell attack roll. Actually, you just cast Witch Bolt, right? So you don't have another.
I did. I don't have another one. I'm going to maintain.
So, and she would know that. She's magic. So actually, she's just going to give this thing disadvantage on its next attack. Okay. And she's going to stay there because she doesn't want to get bit. All right, the Griffins panic and start to fly. I will say for everyone's concerned hearts that Gale does make it to Tempest before Tempest takes to the air, but your Griffins all now have taken flight. They are not flying like away, but they are getting out of harm's way, and they are now kind of just like fluttering in the air above you. So their tokens will stay there, but they are not there at the moment. Mooneye, you are up.
Yeah, so first of all, it should have taken damage the last time it took its action.
Oh,
from
because
my
you're Spirits of Twilight.
Yes, so it'd take 16 damage. As the
It does
spirits
make a
rise
wisdom
through it.
save, right?
Yes, I believe that's correct. I'll check to be sure, but yeah, I think it is.
And it did not save. So it takes 16? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. So these little spirit animals attack it. All right.
Yeah, they pass through it. And then on my actual action, I am going to... Is anyone hurt enough that they feel like they need some healing help at this point?
Good.
I feel okay.
Okay. You were the one I was mainly concerned about.
Yeah.
So, in that case, I'm going to call upon the maiden to bring her guiding light down as a bolt and strike him pours out of my eye, the bright light of white.
You are going to take disadvantage. Wait, is this guiding bolt?
Yeah, guiding bolt.
So because it is a ranged attack, you'll have disadvantage since you're in melee range, unless you would like to move first.
I will. And so I have to be at least...
You just can't be in its reach.
Yeah.
Which
so
I
It's quite big,
Yeah.
probably.
how far is the
Yeah.
reach?
You
Probably
think about
3
there
squares.
is probably you've probably got enough distance.
I mainly want it to still be in my circle of my spirit.
Oh yeah, do you want me to give you a aura?
That would be great if you could do that. Thank you.
I will do that right now.
It's
So it'll still hit it.
yeah, okay.
Okay, it is gonna take an op attack against you.
Yep.
As you move away. It has disadvantage because Avarice is distracting it. Does a 17 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So you're actually gonna have to move on back here because it grapples you when it bites. Here, let me roll the damage for you.
What a big jerk.
Okay. This is gonna be a lot, Moon. I am sorry.
Oh no.
Oh.
Piercing damage.
Oh.
Oh my. That's a lot.
Is
And
there
then
like
fire damage.
okay?
And then fire damage on top of that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to spend a hero point to gobble up 14 of that. So my spirits will suck in some of that energy.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And then I will also use Stone's Endurance
Love it.
To gobble up another 3. So 17
Well,
total.
it's something. Doesn't it add your constitution or something? It's
I believe so.
it's a
yeah.
D12 plus something, I thought.
Yeah, it's a D12 plus 2, I think. Yeah, I rolled a 3. Plus 2 is 5.
Oh,
Oh,
you said
5.
5. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
Wait, was that 52 damage?
Yes.
Oh, I'm behind. Jeez.
Jeez. Like a whole round later, Haskell's like, whoa, Moon, I just got bit. Like, what?
I only saw the 11. I was like, that's not that bad. Why is everybody freaking out?
Listen, this is chat wants. This is what they want to see.
So that leaves me with
So it was 52 minus
minus 17.
Okay.
Right, 19, minus 19. So 33, my take.
That's a big old ouch.
It's a chunky hit.
Just so everybody knows, I will probably heal myself.
That is fair.
And I'm still wrapped in it, correct?
It has grappled you. You can
And
still take an action, but you can't move.
Yeah.
Now, is it like coiling around him, or is it like
It's
pinning
like-
him down with its
No,
face?
it's just like got him in its jaws.
Okay.
Think like more, well, alligator's not a good comparison because it doesn't have the long jaw, but like that, it's like
I got
got
you.
it
Okay.
gripped.
Yeah.
That means its face is occupied at least.
Yeah, it's true. That
It
was my
does-
whole plan.
It does seem physically impossible for it to bite someone else. now.
I am going to. Would I still have a disadvantage to shoot my guiding bolt down its throat at this point in time?
You would, but
Yeah, I
you can
figured.
try it.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Are we affirmated? Yeah.
You are.
So that
That's a
means I got
20?
a 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. So that's 16 radiant damage shot down its gut.
Nice. And whoever attacks next will have advantage. Since it's now sparkling with a
Sparkling
nice
moon glow
twilight.
light.
Yeah, moon glow light.
Double advantage isn't a thing, right?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, Ian. I really like you as a person, and I also like Moon Eye as a character. I just want to
took
remind
nothing
you.
personal. Don't worry. Even if Moon Eye dies.
Okay, it is now the Remoraz's turn. It is already holding Moon Eye in its jaws, so instead of biting someone else, it's going to try to swallow you.
Don't do that.
Uh-oh.
It's all right. I'll make it through.
And I believe a 19 does hit your AC.
It most certainly does.
Hero point. Take
Okay.
a -2 and re-roll it.
Okay.
Don't you dare
Rolling.
eat him. He's very high in cholesterol.
17 is the lowest that I have, which I think.
That still hits me.
Oh, so close. Okay, Moon Eye. So it has Moon Eye in its jaws, and it just like puts its head up toward the sky and just like gulps him down, and Moon Eye disappears down its gullet. And I won't be super mean. I will telegraph. I could move right now, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to say that it looks like it is now moving to go back underground.
Don't you sugarcoat this for us, Tori? You put that thing where it needs to go.
Well, no, I don't want to swallow Moon Eye and then immediately like peace. You guys will never catch up. We'll make it at least interesting. And I am going to use my villain points since I've got them. Here, Chase. Maybe this will make you feel better. I'll as its action, its movement action, it's going to like so it has this really hot blood and just hot body. It's got a hot body, and it like breathes out, but it instead of like breath. It's just like steam like emanates from it, and it like starts melting the snow around it, and steam billows up around it, and mechanically a fog cloud has now appeared around it of searing hot steam. I will put an aura around it so you guys can see.
What does fog cloud do? Does it make ranged attacks and stuff harder?
Yes, it makes it so that everyone in the fog cloud is heavily obscured, which means everyone has disadvantage on attacks and has advantage on attacks against them. So if you are attacking like just normal, it kind of cancels out. But anyway, you can't see is the moral of the story.
Okay.
And that is
even if you're adjacent, right?
Even if you're adjacent, yeah, I believe.
Okay.
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that's how that's how it works. And Quill, now you can't see anybody except for you can probably see Stew Drinker's like rump, bare bottom, and
Does that
coming, like
interrupt?
poking out of the fog. Oh yeah,
That interrupt my spell?
no,
Okay.
nope, you just can't. Because I think you cast it when you had eyesight, and now you can just kind of focus on it.
Maintain it, sure.
Yeah.
How many villain points did I just hear you say you spent?
I spent 3.
Okay.
So it's got a fog cloud around it. And Moon Eye, do I need to... Oh, you need to make a concentration check for your spell
Yes, I do.
to see if we've got the animal spirits still.
And are we still affirmated?
Yes.
And I have a +1.
Let's see. Okay.
What do I roll for that?
That is Constitution saving throw.
It's just a saving throw. Thanks.
Yeah. While you stepped away, Moon Eye got swallowed.
Oh, dear.
And then the Remoraz
20. Dirty.
okay,
but-
you're able to somehow you are able to stay focused.
And which means that it gets damaged again.
Actually, hang on. What was it total? It was
20.
actually, I don't know if you took 30. How much damage did you actually take? 33?
I took
17.
33.
Oh.
Okay,
33.
yep. Okay, so then you would be good. Man, good save. Okay. So you're able to keep concentration. Do I need to
So-
make my wisdom saving throw now?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Yes, Quill. Moon Eye has been swallowed, and the Remoraz let out a cloud of hot not boiling, but steam, really hot steam around it that is obscuring your vision.
First
It
time we've been
sinks.
warm in years.
Reroll a Tori
Too
hero
warm.
point.
Okay. That
Haskell's glowing purple eyes
is-
are glaring at
okay.
it through the
That
fog.
is a 2, so it will fail.
Takes another 15 points.
Nice.
Sweet.
Oh, and Quill, last thing. It looks like it is now making the motions to kind of like turn and burrow back down.
Oh,
It's got its meal.
no.
It's heading out.
Okay.
Haskell, you're up.
Okay. Does guiding bolt only help the next attack who hits it? Or is it everybody?
The next melee attack.
Next melee attack.
Mhm.
Next
Or,
melee
well, actually,
attack.
it could be ranged, but next attack roll against it.
Do you need to make an attack roll, Quill, on your
No.
turn or no?
Nope. I just upkeep the spell basically. Concentrate. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay, I'm just gonna go for it then. Haskell's pissed. You're going to regret doing that. Spit him out, or I'll cut him out of your belly. And I'm going to attack it with my sickle. Now this is just normal roll because I have disadvantage and advantage, right?
Oh, yeah, I was going to double check for you, but I think so.
Okay.
Actually, it can see through this, more or less. It has other senses, so it will not take disadvantage against it, so you will have disadvantage on the attack.
But I also have advantage on the attack, so those cancel each other out, right?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I was misunderstanding. Yes, you are correct.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna swing at it. I'm going to try to swing at it if Roll20 will let me. There it is. Okay, that's a 15, which is probably going to miss.
It is.
We can or can't reroll attacks with hero points. I don't recall.
You can.
I'm gonna spend a hero point. I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay.
And we're not affirmated, by the way.
No, but chat's been dumping hero points for you guys.
Hell yeah.
They're
we're not
rallying.
affirmated. Okay. Well, if we're not affirmated, that's a 20.
That'll hit.
Okay. I'm going to. I was wrong last time. This doesn't take my bonus action, so I'm gonna use a psychic blades, and I'm gonna add 3d6 to this on top of it.
Okay.
Nice. There we go. So that's a total of 24 damage, 4 slashing, 6 cold. No, it's 24 damage and 14 psychic.
Okay. You are gonna get splashed.
Do it. Roll triple sixes again, Tori.
9.
Okay,
I did
9
not roll
fire
triple
damage.
sixes.
Okay. And then so his eyes are flaring purple as he swings in and cuts at it with that. And then his eyes are going to start crackling with a bit of lightning. I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage from my Blessing of the Storm. And I'm can I is it fully visible to me if I leave this cloud?
Not invisible, but like you won't be able to see it. So
But I can get line of sight on it?
no. Not for spellcasting, no.
Well, then I'm going to stay in the cloud. I'm going to be brave.
Okay.
Okay, I am going to crackle lightning in my eyes, and these storm clouds are going to start forming overhead of us. I'm using my once per game major blessing. I'm going to create a storm above us. And Haskell's going to start chanting like some sort of like weird speak you've never heard him chant in. And he's gonna grab that lightning stone in his hand, and then I'm gonna use my call lightning as a free action on this thing.
Cool. I love that spell.
It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. What is my DC?
Your DC is 14. Am I thinking of the right character?
I got higher than that.
Okay. Hero point. Reroll
I was
it.
waiting for that.
We're going all out.
Yeah.
It ate my friend.
Okay. I failed.
Okay. So that looks like. Does this cast at like my spell level?
Yeah, we can treat it just like you are casting it.
Okay.
I think is what I.
So I created a storm. So there's an existing storm, which makes it 4d10, and then it heightens at 4th level, so it's gonna be 5d10 lightning damage.
Ooh.
This is Charm of the Storm, right?
Charm of the Storm. Yep, the major blessing. So I will roll 5d10. So 30
Woo!
lightning damage.
Nice.
Nice.
So a big bolt of lightning just comes cracking down from that storm when Haskell grabs the stone and points at it.
You just do 54 damage on your turn?
Yeah.
Damn,
Hey.
son!
And that's my turn.
Cool. You are going to take 5 more fire damage from being in this hot steam.
Okay. It burns in here.
Quill, you can't really see anything except this big cloud of steam, and I guess now a big storm overhead that just struck lightning down.
Is this to concentrate on a spell? Does it take your main action or
No,
bonus action?
You just can't cast another concentration spell. That's all. That's the only
you
thing.
can lose it if you take damage.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Cool beans. Is there wind here?
Not.
We've got a storm. We've got griffins.
Why are you asking? What do you want?
Because
here?
I have a special ability to change the direction of wind, so I could move the steam away from everybody, so that it's not hurting them anymore.
I'd allow it. Yeah,
Cool.
I'll allow it.
Like Tori's like, what's the catch?
Yeah.
Why do you
I
want to
was
move
like,
the wind?
why do you want wind here?
It is called here. Let me see if I can put it in
That's
chat.
what I was thinking you were going, but I didn't want to give a
it's
no
my
holds
6th
barred
level ability. It's called Storm Guide.
Yeah,
So
I'd say
in
there's
100-foot
enough to...
radius, I can control where it's going. So it's just gonna like, my hair's gonna start whipping at my back and like just start flying forward as like all the wind starts rushing towards this thing and starts pushing all of the steam away.
Cool.
And I'm going to concentrate my spell to do more damage. 3d12 coming right up. Oh! I am going to spend a hero point to do 50% more damage. Did we say it was 50%? Or did we say it's a level of the spell plus my level, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So 7 plus 3, so 10 more damage. So it's going to be 42 damage.
A lot of damage.
And that's all going to move. That was just a bonus action. So I have
No big deal.
No big deal. What are the parameters in order to assist somebody?
Basically just like describe it and then you can do it. And like within reason is
Sure.
kind of how I rule it.
Cool. I am going to aid my stew drinker bear friend. So stew drinker, who is now a bear, for his next attack to free his brother. It is going to leave. Don't let it get away. And that will be my full turn.
Okay. Stew drinker, you're
All
a
right.
bear.
So with Quill's help, Bear Stew is gonna turn back and just do like a quick nod. And now here we go. First off, I would like Wombat. Wombat is gonna try to help Uni with the next thing Uni's gonna do. What I picture is that Wombat is gonna try to like grab onto the tail. And Uni is gonna try to do a grapple against the Remoraz with advantage with this help. And that'll be contested against their athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. How do you propose Uni grapples this thing? Because technically that is not an action that is on his stat sheet. So why don't you give me some explanation?
Oh, okay. Okay. So in this case, what I'm picturing is that Stew Drinker is like maybe detecting that his brother is about to be taken away, starts motioning like a hugging motion, in which case we see first Wombat go to do this at the tail, which kind of distracts the Remoraz a bit, and then we see Uni kind of move up on 2 hind legs and go forward and do a great big bear hug at the front.
Okay.
Or try to at least.
Yeah. Okay. So you roll and I roll, right?
Okay. Yes. So with advantage, it'll be a 23.
I got a 25.
Oh no. Okay.
This thing is huge and it's big and powerful, and it like slithers its body, like pushes the bear back with its awful centipede legs that are so gross.
All right.
They are both going to take some damage from touching this super hot monster.
All right. Lay it on me.
It is 9 damage.
Okay.
For both of them.
Okay. So they're looking rough, but
they're still in it.
Oh yeah. And now Stew Drinker is going to, with Quill's help, first try to bite at the Ramirez with advantage here. That'll be a 24 against AC.
Yep.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So for the bite, that's 9 points of damage. And then now it's time for the claws to come into play.
You are adding your rage damage too, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes indeed.
Good.
That's a 21 to hit.
Yep.
18
nice.
points of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
You're. Oh, more? Any more?
Oh no, that'll be
Okay.
it.
You're gonna get sprayed with some hot blood.
Okay.
It splashes up in your face for 13 fire damage.
All right.
Man, that's so cool. Stew drinker bear now
Yeah.
like splattered with blood on his claws and his mouth. Oh
yeah.
gosh, that's probably where you got the fire damage, is you bit it.
Yeah.
It's now like right in your mouth.
Right.
You drank some soup that was way too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Which
Uh,
bear is stew drinker?
the yellowish one.
Okay, okay.
I
Cool.
tinted
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and Stu and the bears. You are going to take some additional damage for staying. Oh no, you blew the steam away. JK. I forgot.
Oof.
Never mind.
Thank you.
Good job, Quill.
Welcome. I'm just glad it's finally useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Avarice is horrified at seeing what happened to Moon Eye. But is still really not wanting to get up attacked.
Make yourself useful, Avarice. It's going to take Moon Eye. I almost said Moon Drinker.
She like holds her hands up and says, "This thing is immune to cold and fire. I happen to specialize in both."
Haskell's gonna shake his head and keep fighting.
She will. Oh boy, her stat sheet has just decided to not load. She says, "Ugh, this is not going to help Moon Eye, but at least it'll keep it from getting away." And she's going to cast Banish on the creature.
What does
Send
Banish
it-
do again?
It's going to send it to another plane.
But
Wonderful.
does it take Moon Eye with him?
Yep.
Oh no.
I gotta look up this spell because it's not loading for me. It is a charisma saving throw. Okay.
Does it have a clause about ingested foes in there as well?
I think it's gonna take Moon Eye too.
I think it specifies that if you've just eaten lunch, the lunch goes with you.
Your lunch stays behind.
fair.
Oh my gosh. There's just this partially digested Moon Eye that's just like left in the snow.
Ian has answered my question perfectly.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just looking up her DC. Okay, there it is. This thing isn't real high on charisma, as you might imagine.
Yeah, we can see that.
We can tell that from all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. Okay, wow. It miraculously saved.
No,
rolled
it didn't.
really
Reroll.
well. Okay.
Oh.
No, it didn't. It definitely failed.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Okay.
goodness.
So, they both disappear.
And chat, my hero point's been huge tonight. Thank you.
Yeah.
Avarice looks like she's focusing, and she says, "I can drop this spell whenever you like, but I don't know if Moon Eye is going to be alive when I do. This is the best I could do, though." And she's going to step away now that it's gone. Step all the way back here. And the Griffins are still flying away. Moon Eye, you are in another plane. You don't know this?
I don't know that.
You are inside, so you are restrained and blinded.
Even with night vision?
Well, it's less about the dark. I mean, you can see the insides. It's less about the dark and more just you are
nothing
in
to
a
see.
very confined dark guts space.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe you can. Let me double check. I think you can still attack. Oh, or I will look this up for you. But what would you? You still have your spirits up, so I guess I should have made my wisdom saving throw, right?
Yes, you should. Yes.
I will do that now. That is an 18. Haskell, you can use a hero point on this since I should have saved earlier if you like.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That is a fail.
And so that does another 20 damage.
Nice. That was a lot of damage.
Sweet.
It was.
Okay.
I threw my hero points out like candy, and I am now out.
I am going to, knowing that they've been hitting it a lot, I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to try and put this thing to sleep.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to cast a level
Snap.
3.
Can't digest
So
me if you're sleeping.
that's right.
Does
roll
sleep have
9d8.
somatic components?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
Can I not move it?
I need to, let me double check. I'm asking the internet. Yes, okay, you can.
Okay.
Whew, this is something.
I'm hoping it's taking enough damage and I roll high enough that it'll work. It's 9d8. That's 42.
42 hit points?
Yep.
Okay. Hang on, solid. Okay, before you do that, this is, well, actually, is it at the end of your turn? At the start of each, oh, you should have taken this damage on its turn. This might be
Oh, what
relevant,
damage?
Mooneye.
Yes, it might be.
It's gonna take, you're inside of it now, and it has a superheated body.
Oh,
so
excellent.
it's very toasty in here. You're taking this in, actually it's acid damage because you're in its belly. 18.
I will spend a
So it'll
hero
be
point.
3 for heroic recovery, right?
No, I'm
Is
gonna
that right,
spend a
Chase?
hero point
Oh.
and drop it by half.
Oh, okay. Isn't that going to be 9 right on the dot? Won't that still drop you to 0?
Oh, it's still gonna drop me to 0. Yes, it is. Yeah,
Okay. Do you want a heroic recovery?
I guess I will. I've never had to do that in this game. What do we do?
You drop 3 hero points and you stay up with 1 hit point. But go ahead and make your concentration check to keep
Mhm.
your spell, and then we will see if it goes to sleep. Wow, nat
That's a
20.
Nice.
20.
So good. Okay. 42 hit points, right?
Yes.
All right. You feel its body relax and like crash onto the ground. It is not moving. However, you can't really hear much, but like you don't hear anything outside of the body.
Well, that's probably because they're all, figuring out what's going on. I'm going to do my best to try and pull myself out of its gut. up
Okay.
its throat.
You will be in this another turn, but it is not, it's not actively resisting you at the moment because it is asleep. I don't know if, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
All right, the Remoraz is asleep. Haskell, you're up. There's nothing immediately dangerous.
Haskell, move.
Where did Mooneye go? Bring it back.
Move
Where? Why?
to this side.
Which side?
By the bears.
I'm by the bears. I'm between
Oh,
all
like
the
here.
bears. Okay.
Okay.
I will. What? Why am I moving?
Because I'm gonna come over and ready my spell dropped when it disappeared, right? I'm gonna come
Mhm.
over, I'm gonna do a lightning bolt. And it's the only place where I can go and not kill bears.
In that case, can you go right down this line right here?
So I'm gonna go here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come down to here and lightning bolt this this direction.
Okay. I am going to. I can ready a spell, right? Is that a thing I can do in 5e?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ready a hideous laughter when I see it again so that it cannot escape. Because I don't know it's asleep.
That's true. Okay. It is readied. Haskell, you know the spot it's going to come back, and Haskell would know this. You will still be in its reach where you are.
I don't care at this point.
Okay, that's cool. Quill, your turn.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. She's going to come here. Then she is going to like do the whole thing where Storm bursts into being above her, and she's going to catch a lightning bolt. And she's like, it's like brimming in her hand, and she's going to hold her other hand out towards where this thing is going to come back. So I can cast it and hold it, right? Is that a thing in D&D?
Yeah, like you're holding an action.
Yeah. Holding an action level, or can you cast and hold the spell?
You just ready a spell.
Yeah, you ready a spell. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm writing a spell. So like the Storm, she has her hand up ready to catch the lightning, and she's pointing, and she says, "Avarice, drop it. Bring him back."
Okay. I think
And I'll be ready to do that when that happens.
Okay. Stew Drinker, you can assemble yourself
Ready
accordingly.
the bears.
Yeah.
Great. Seeing Quill getting ready, Stew Drinker is going to try to position so that whatever Quill's doing, Wombat and Uni will be okay. So I'm going to move Wombat over here. I'm going to have Uni take a little step back. And I'm going to have Stew Drinker ready a couple swings when it appears again.
Okay. Everyone is geared up, ready to go for this thing to appear back in its space. Avarice like does a quick glance around at everyone and then nods at Quill and says, "Okay, here it comes." And she drops her concentration. And I will make it appear back. Come back, monster. Hiya! Okay, ready to actions, go. I guess we can just go in order, Haskell. Or we can go in whatever order you guys would
I would
like
to let Quill go first.
Okay, Quill.
We
I
go
imagine
ahead.
she's
Make a
gonna wake it up.
dexterity saving throw for me, Tori.
Yeah.
If you succeed, will you please make another one?
I did not succeed.
Alrighty then. We're gonna do 8d6 right into its face.
Oh, I love that many dice.
That was
Okay.
a bad
That was the worst roll of my life. Okay,
That
I
was
can.
terrible.
I'm spending. Don't worry about it, Chase. I am spending a sorcery point. Okay, and I can reroll up to my charisma modifier, which is 4. So I will go ahead and re-roll both the 1s and 2 of the 2s.
Okay.
You don't even have enough charisma to re-roll that terrible roll.
Okay.
2 of them are ones still.
Okay, so the 1s are still 1s, and then we got a 4 and a 6 instead of 2 of the 2s. Okay, so let me
So add
calculate
8 more on?
Yeah, 8 more on.
Okay. 26.
26. And then I will spend a hero point to do 10 more damage.
This is Witch Bolt? No, this is lightning.
Yeah.
Lightning. Okay.
But it's still
Sorry.
a 3rd level spell. And
Yeah,
I'm still
sorry.
level
I was
7.
I
Okay.
was caught off thinking if a thing goes to another plane, does the spell stay on it? But anyway.
No, I assumed that it dropped because if it goes further than 30 feet away from me, then it drops.
Another
and I'm
plane
like,
is probably
This
30
this
feet.
seems like it to me personally.
Although reality folds over itself, maybe it's actually right there.
Yeah.
Right on top of
You
you.
know what? Maybe. I'm like, everyone's just staring at the witch bolt that's just going into midair. They're like, do you understand
what is
this? I
happening?
don't understand this.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was 26 damage and then...
Then 10 more, so
10 more.
36 damage,
Cool.
which seems so small. I rolled so badly.
I put it in Discord. I put a screenshot of how to not cast lightning bolt.
Thank you, Chase. Appreciate you so much.
Rude.
Yep, that was my ready to action.
Okay, do you guys want Stew Drinker? Do you want to go next or Haskell go next?
I'll let Stew Drinker go first to see if he can just kill it.
Okay, here we go. I'm going reckless on this. $26 to hit for the
That'll
bite.
hit. Yep.
12 points of damage. And then
Okay.
it's claw time. So that'll be 16 to hit. 17 with affirmation.
You're going to take 11 fire damage.
Okay.
And sorry, what was the next hit?
17.
That will hit.
Sweet.
Oh, because it's asleep, huh?
Okay.
And it'll wake up with... it's not asleep because
well.
it woke up with the lightning. Well, I mean, all of these are happening at the same time.
Yeah, don't blame me.
But it'll wake up, yeah.
That's a rough way to wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Is that 13 damage?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to take 13 lightning or fire damage
Okay.
back at you. And those were your readied attacks, right?
Yes.
I have a ready to action if it's not dead.
Go ahead,
I
Haskell.
was really hoping you'd say those pretty words. Okay, I'll do my hideous laughter. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. In that case, I won't make you spend the spell. All of these are happening at the same time. So
Oh, okay. So you are going to say the good words.
Yes, Stew
Good.
Drinker, you can finish it off. And actually, before we resolve battle things, I'll say Stew Drinker, you land. Well, I guess you're a bear right now, so you claw deep into its throat, and it finally it was already on the ground, so it just lulls back, and its eyes glaze over, and this hot blood starts seeping out and melting the snow around it, and with that, we will go to break
Wonderful.
Ooh.
for 10 minutes. So we'll be back at 9:40 for the wrap up. See you in a bit. Hey all, thanks for sticking with us through the break. We ended after a very hot combat with a Remoraz. But we are not out of the woods yet. Moon Eye particularly is not out of the Remoraz yet. So we will keep in initiative order for the moment. And it is now Moon Eye's turn.
Moon Eye is going to just grab chunks of flesh with his hands and try and haul himself. Of course, he's going to be burning his hands in the process, but drag himself out through the gutlet and out the mouth.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check. The DC is going to be high.
Okay. I don't have disadvantage or anything, right?
Nope.
23.
That is a
Unless we're
pretty darn good roll.
affirmated.
You are.
So it's 26.
All right. You are able...
sorry, 24.
Either way, you get out. But you are going to take that last bit of ouch, spicy stomach acid, splat, blood, all of that damage. You're at 1, so I'm not going to roll it because it's not going to max you out, but you are. We'll say for dramatic effect, you're able to climb out and you just collapse,
Yeah, I
like
pull
right at
myself
its
out.
mouth.
Yeah, pass and then kind of pass out between the teeth.
Okay. Now I guess we can be. I'm assuming someone is going to immediately run and attend to Moon Eye's
Nah.
wounds. Just let him bleed out. It's fine.
We're like,
Fine.
yeah, it's so great, we did it. Oh shit! All right,
We
let's
killed
get it.
I am immediately going to cast a 3rd level heal on Moon Eye as soon as he's free.
Very good. You do that. Moon Eye, you're up for however many hit points. And you guys have slain a Remoraz. The Griffins slowly, now that they see the thing is
Thank you,
dead,
Pascal.
You're welcome.
they kind of start to settle, and they flutter back down to the ground. They keep a wide berth still from the the body, but they do come back, and Gale chirps nervously on top of Tempest, making sure you're okay, Quill.
Will's standing by Moon Eye, kind of like just wiping blood from his clothes, probably with a handkerchief that's not really achieving anything. So then she just ends up picking up handfuls of snow and using that as like a wipe.
Yeah,
Yes,
you guys
that is
probably need to
better.
step away because the blood that's coming out of this thing is just like melting the snow around you. So
It'll destroy the ice. We need to move away before it collapses in.
I thought that you were trying to leave me behind, friend.
That was not my desire.
Perhaps next time you crawl out sooner. I thought that you were going to die. You should have seen Stew Drinker's bare face. It was quite ferocious.
I'm sure it was.
Stu is still a bear. You can still see his bear face if you want.
I'd say
Just
Stew
remember
Drinker.
which one is Stew Drinker.
Yeah.
Probably the one with all of the blood on its mouth. I guess both you and Uni have hit the Remoraz, but
It
Yeah.
doesn't look like urgent to flee this scene, right? Like,
no, because you guys aren't on any kind of like ice bridge or anything. It's
Okay.
more like just move away from
Ah.
the body because like it's just gonna be hot for a while. You know, it's like after you turn the stove off, it's still hot for a few minutes. So
Pascal's looking real solemn, and he's gonna go walk off on his own, just a little distance away, and he's gonna drop down to his knees, and he is going to pull out his dagger, and he's gonna cut a big lightning bolt on the front of his hand, and he's gonna look up. Thank you, gods of whatever world this is, of the sky, for granting me your power. And he's gonna press the bleeding hand into the snow, and he's gonna just do like a silent prayer for a little bit.
you leave a bloody lightning bolt on the snow behind.
Wonderful.
Well, that was a bit more exciting than I was hoping for on this adventure out, I have to say.
That is how things go here.
Well, I don't suppose we want to stick around for another one to show up.
Likely not. What is this thing? And why is it here?
She'll kind of walk up a little closer to it, very much still keeping her distance. Well, it appears to be a Remoraz. It's just a monstrous predator that roams Arctic areas and does exactly what you saw it do here. Burrow
Does its
underground,
well.
wait for vibrations, bite, swallow, burrow away. Glad to see you made it, Moon Eye.
How dangerous does it look to take a trophy from this thing?
I know, I was just thinking the same thing.
You'll probably have to wait a bit to let the blood cool. But
I
I mean,
have
like-
fiendish resistance.
I mean, if you want to go wading through the like hot bloody snow, that's fine.
Like, how dangerous does it look to take one right now? Like, am I gonna melt into imminent death, or like
well,
would it hurt a
you've
little
felt
bit?
the blood already. You've been splashed with the blood.
Okay.
So
Haskell's he's very intent on taking a trophy. He's gonna hop up there, hazards be damned, and try to just grab one of those spiky things on its back.
Okay. You take 6 fire damage for your trouble.
Nice.
Quill was like in the middle of offering help and then just saw how determined he was and was just like, all right, it's all you, Haskell. It's
He
good.
didn't say anything. His feet are sizzling. He just hops up there, gets it, and hops down. Then he's gonna go walk over to his griffin and mount up without talking to anybody else.
Is he all right?
Is he ever?
She'll kind of like do a half laugh, then go over to Moon Eye. Something has upset Haskell. We should make sure he does not do anything too Haskell-like.
Yes.
We're going to go, or are we going to fight another?
We will go, Haskell, of course. I'll
Well,
go over and
he's-
grab.
I was just gonna ask, while he's hacking it up, is there enough time for me to take a short rest?
If you want to stay here, you can. It'll be 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes or is it an hour?
Oh, it's an hour. Just kidding.
It's an hour, yeah.
Hmm.
I was thinking of a different game, so never mind.
Stew Drinker will turn back into Goliath form and then take out the object that he's been kind of fumbling with, just trying to find in bear form, the Chwinga cookie from quite a while ago, and hand it over to Moon Eye. Brother, please. It looks like you need some sustenance.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Be careful.
That makes Haskell hungry. He eats his too.
I will eat the cookie.
How much does heal for again, Tori?
2d4 plus 2.
Nice.
Let's go.
5 damage.
All right. You guys mount up and take to the air. You see a ways off the spire that you are looking for, and a few hours later soar down and come to a stop. It is a very strange, it looks, without knowing what it is, it would appear to be just a really, really strange rock formation that's just jutting out of the snow about 20 feet or so. But knowing what your theory is, at least, this obviously looks constructed, shaped, formed somehow. I will show you what I'm talking about here. Well, okay, this is going to be an imperfect image, but it will help. Hang on, I got to grab all your tokens and get rid of this turn order. Oh my gosh, there are so many tokens. I'm just going to grab you 4. Boop, boop. All right. I'll bring the others over later.
We've assembled an army.
Okay. Oh,
And yet we
And
don't
Boomer's
have
here.
Eric.
no, Eric. Okay, you are not in the air. I'm just putting you here so you can see this image. You guys with
I
me?
see
Okay.
Nothing.
I see the Rimmerez still.
Yeah,
do
me
too.
too.
Oh, I'm a big dumb. I gotta drag you guys, the players, over to this map. There you go.
Oh,
better?
Oh, that's neat.
So this
Whoa.
is what it would have looked like attached. Does that make sense? So now it has broken off, and I'll say this is how it'll make sense in character. Avarice has made a little sketch of what she thinks this thing kind of looked like and how it lodged itself in the snow. So she suspects based on this formation that's jutting out of the snow. Basically, it broke off and then turned upside down and hit the ground like this. So the pointy top is now the bottom. And
So it's upside down.
mm-hmm. And the weird formation that's jutting out of the snow is like these broken edges here.
Interesting.
So that's you guys land a little ways off from it because nobody really knows what's going to be here, and she explains what she thinks. Well, do you want to rest out here or find someplace in there?
Do you think this will be dangerous in here?
It's hard to say. It's from an ancient civilization. I can't imagine any of the Netherese have survived all this time, but who's to say something else hasn't made it its home in the meantime? Of course, Dazan knew where this place was. He may have come and secured it for himself somehow.
Yes,
really
so
no telling.
something's likely going to kill us then. We should rest first.
As you wish.
As our luck would have it, it will be dangerous inside. A rest does seem wise.
I agree.
How are you, Mooneye? Still
A
hurting
rest,
you?
a rest would be good.
Moon Eye's like, yes, please.
I'm
I
gonna,
got swallowed and then I flew for like 3 hours.
I'm gonna jam my icicle into the ground.
Then
Okay. Oh, are you long resting? You guys camping? Is that what the plan is, or just short resting?
Either way, I'm
You
doing
want
my
to do it
ice
in
spike.
the igloo?
Is-
Okay.
Is there any signs of activity around here? Like, does it look like people move around a lot? And if we were to long rest, we would probably get stumbled on by somebody?
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Maybe someone else could, since Roll20 crashed on me and I'm trying to reload it.
Oh no. Stew Drinker likes survival checks.
Oh, I
That's
love
true.
survival checks. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna click my heels together using the Boots of the Pathfinder to give myself advantage on my survival check. That's a 21.
Very nice. You don't find any tracks around. I'm assuming you're not going in to the Spire.
Not yet.
Yeah, around the outside though, you don't see any obvious tracks. You also, as you kind of just examine the around the tower, you see that there's the like entrance isn't really an entrance. It's appears that a hole was just like punched through this tower. And it's not like a nice staircase down. It looks like kind of a slippery ride to whatever's below. Do you have dark vision? No,
Drinker does not.
You do not. Okay, so you can't quite see down in through the tunnel. It's also a little bit at an angle, but you think perhaps it would be safer to descend with a climber's kit.
Oh, we recently obtained one of those.
It just so happens that you recently obtained one of those.
What are the chances?
Right. It's almost as if some cosmic overlord is aware of where you guys are headed. Okay, that is what you see. So no signs of activity around.
Right. I'll convey this to everyone, and really emphasize that we might need to use some equipment to get down there.
See, I am not the best climber, but I think I could handle it.
Right. I believe in you, Quill.
Can I go take a look with my dark vision?
Sure.
How long do we want to rest for?
If we do a short rest, this has to be an hour.
That's the minimum. Avarice will say that she would prefer to short rest and then maybe like explore a little bit, and maybe you can find a safer place to long rest, to like camp inside instead of just out in the open tundra.
I agree with that.
Very well.
Now that I know that things can come out like that, Raver Tuskmanok,
Remoraz, dear.
Remoraz, I would agree.
Quill, with your dark vision, you can't really see too much more other than you can see the bottom of where this little slide goes. You can't see much more besides the opening, but like it doesn't drop like 100 feet or anything. It's
Okay.
just looks like maybe, I don't know, maybe like 15 feet or so.
Okay, cool. If we fell, it wouldn't be the death of us.
No, it just would
Perfect.
probably
That's
be,
all I wanted.
Yeah. It would be a
Let-
controlled descent with a climber's kit and an
Is there-
uncontrolled descent without.
Is there any sort of check you need us to make or mechanics wise for us to implement this climbing kit? Or can we say we just kind of proceed to the bottom?
You can just use it.
Perfect.
Are you guys short resting in the igloo first, though?
Definitely.
Okay.
I'm going to roll. Is Haskell going to do his little talkie talk?
He's not going to do a talkie talk, but he will just rhythmically patter on his drum and glare at Avarice the whole time.
She helped. She was helpful.
She did help. I'm going to spend 2
Did
points.
she really, though?
That Remoraz would have burrowed right into the snow and ice and left y'all behind, except for Moon Eye.
Oh, okay. I spent way too many dice. That's fine.
You can add an extra D6 with my thing.
I did. That's
Oh,
why
can
it
I?
was too many.
So much healing. Okay.
I could
your
do mass healing, or do people still need more?
I'm only missing 6.
Nope, I'm topped off. Are you
Okay.
missing 6, Haskell?
Yep.
You're gonna be fine.
I'm missing exactly how much I took getting my trophy.
Ah, you earned it.
Worth. Okay. Your short rest passes uneventfully. I'm assuming you're gonna just have your Griffins kind of chill out here. They need to rest anyway. They've been flying quite a bit.
I'll leave Gale with them.
Okay. That's fine. Let me bring Avarice over at least. Boop. Even though Haskell would just as soon leave her behind. Okay. So your short rest passes uneventfully. Who would like to proceed down first?
Stew Drinker is feeling pretty hardy right now. So if you're okay with it, I'll go down first and I'll shout out if I see anything. I think I'll be able to handle it.
I will follow you from behind. I can warn you of things you cannot see.
Okay.
Okay, so Stu proceeds downward. With the climber's kit, you're able to descend in a controlled fashion. Quill, you go behind him. And you see a upside down room. You are standing on what appears to have been the ceiling, and up above you, you see what appears to have been the floor. Across from the tunnel that you just descended, there is a wooden door that's flush with the ceiling, aka the floor. Does that make sense? The The
The
door
is below us.
Yeah, and it's about like a 4-foot like step over you would have to do to get through the door.
Someone-
And there are a couple of statues in here flanking the door, and some sconces that are still burning upside down. Though the flame is not following gravity. It's following the direction of the room.
I wonder what sort of magic this is.
Is it safe down there, or something going to kill you?
It seems safe.
Oh, good. I want to see it so badly. Avarice pushes her way past Haskell and Moon Eye to come down into the room.
Please go ahead.
All right. The door is ajar slightly. Do you proceed?
Do you want me to take a look first?
Can you take a peek? If it's dark, I won't be able to see anything.
I just like kind of peek past.
I'm going to activate my Twilight Eyes of the Night with.
Can't you do it for like a bunch of people?
Yep. Yeah, I can do it all the time. It's on for myself, but I can do it for an hour for 3 other people. Conveniently, I will not include Avarice in that.
Oh, darn. Okay, 300,
So that's 300
feet,
feet.
right?
Yep.
Okay, let me put that on everybody.
I'll go down after Avarice unless Moon Eye wants to go first.
No, you may go. I have entered things enough today for the first one.
That is a good point.
Oh, I just have light on you all the time, Haskell, because I just assume you put it on your drum.
I do typically, though. If Moon Eye does this, I'll turn it off for stealthy purposes.
Okay, noted. All right. So Quill is peeking through the door.
Quill is peeking through the door, though she doesn't have to now because Stu Drinker can see for himself.
Oh, well, someone's peeking through the door. You see a hallway. There are, I mean, you can see on the map, there are a couple doors on either side. No noises or other disturbances.
Why don't you lead the way, Stew Drinker?
All right.
And you see at the end, sorry, Stew Drinker, that this passageway is, or the end of the hallway is like clogged up with like debris and rubble and just, years of having been an upside down building.
Everyone stay close. And I'd like to move to that first door.
Okay.
And try to see if it's unlocked.
Yep. There's no, it opens easily. You see inside a shattered or a chaotic, maybe workshop of some kind. There are some tables that are now on the ceiling floor that you're walking on, that have like shattered, and equipment and stuff that's just jumbled around.
Okay. I'd like to step inside just to make sure.
Just a moment.
Oh.
I
Yes.
picture that's exactly how he like stepped in and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." What?
I'm gonna crouch down and like with my eyes like kind of like glowing with my dark vision, trying to examine the floor, see if there's a layer of dust or if it looks like people have come through here within the last couple days or so.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna re-roll with a hero point because a 6 is just no good. Okay, I thought I was going to land on that 2 for a second. All right, I've got an 18.
Okay, it looks undisturbed.
Nice. Even like though we know that one wizard came through here.
Okay, it doesn't look recently disturbed.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
It looks
You don't
like
see
no one
fresh
has
prints.
come through here since the wizard.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure no one had come through recently. Carry on.
That's a good call. And now Stew Drinker will move forward. I guess trying to be a little more cautious because he's stumbled into quite a few situations just blazing forward.
Okay. You're just kind of looking around, rummaging through the stuff, or?
Yeah. I'd say just trying to check his corners, making sure that there isn't anything that'll just jump out at us.
You don't see anything in here other than the rubble I've described. Avarice is just like so floored. She like hustles in after Stew Drinker. She has her notebook out, and like basically as soon as the room is declared clear, like she like runs in and she's looking around at everything. She's like poking and prodding, taking copious notes, like quickly sketching things out. She is very excited. As you kind of move around, well, actually, I guess Stew Drinker's sort of checking for combat purposes. Avarice is rummaging around through here, and she comes up with a key and goes to you, Quill. Look what I found. Hopefully it's to something very exciting, and she'll hand it to you.
I hope so as well. I look at it. Does it look like it opens like a door or like a chest or like, is it tiny?
It's just like a iron key.
Okay, cool.
Maybe a chest, maybe a door.
Okay. But it's not like
it's
maybe
not
gonna open
unusual
like a
size.
book or like a jewelry box or something.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look that tiny.
Add that to my inventory. Normal key.
Very normal key. Definitely not a magical artifact of any kind. Okay. Anything else in this room?
I don't think so.
Oh, there's a door off this room.
Stu. She'll gesture to the door.
Okay, I'm on it.
I love this. Make Stu go first.
I'll try the door.
Why are you not? There we go.
I was muted. My bad. Could I cast Detect Magic?
On just around?
Just so if I understand it correctly, I can concentrate it up to 10 minutes, and it's like a
yes.
presence of 30 feet around me.
That's true. Yep, you can do that.
Cool.
You've not detected anything thus far.
Neato.
Wow.
Oh, actually, no. You've detected it on the sconces that are burning in the direction of the building. But that was probably...
Those just like ever burning torch type things or like magical fire. Nothing
Yeah,
special.
they are giving off an expected magical signature.
Okay, cool.
In here, Stew Drinker, you see the floor is covered with shards of glass and frozen pools of spilled fluids of various colors, and the wreckage of 2 cabinets that have fallen off the wall. You see in the far corner a metal chest bolted to the ceiling. So it was bolted to the floor. It is closed right now. And, about, what did I say, like 20? How tall are these? Hang on, let me find that out. 12 feet high. 12 feet above you. I guess probably like 11 feet above you because it's probably about a foot tall.
Is it very hard to avoid the liquids on the ground?
You can step carefully. They're frozen too, so they're not like spreading out or like getting mixed or anything. So you can step around them easily enough.
And those aren't giving off magic?
Very faintly. You think what magic potency they had has long since worn off.
Okay.
But it's clear that they were alchemical concoctions.
Is this of any interest to you, Avarice?
I mean, all of this is interesting to me. But we did just find a key, and I spy a chest.
Why don't we let Stew Drinker open it?
I'll remove normal key from my inventory and give it over to Stew Drinker.
What is your interest in this place again, Everest?
It is a lost spire of an ancient and magical city of the Netherese, who are only the most magically in tune beings to have
She is a
ever walked
nerd,
this.
Haskell. That
Yes,
is
but-
her interest.
Bit of a geek, isn't she?
It is adorable.
Frankly, I'm shocked that you are not all as excited as I am. Do you know what we could possibly find here? And this is just a tiny sample of the city that is hidden in the glacier.
What is it we could find here? That's the question.
Magic that you have never beheld in your lives.
I've
Nobody
probably beheld
had-
it.
Nobody had magic like the Netherese.
Do we
Interesting.
need this magic?
How can you even ask that question? Please just open the chest.
All right, make sure you ask before you touch anything, though.
You are not my father. I will
I'm
do
not
as
your
I
father.
please.
But you're outnumbered here. You are joining us, remember?
Haskell, mind yourself.
I am minding myself,
she
and I'm
is-
telling her to mind herself.
She is an experienced adventurer.
I have seen
and
her cast one
She has
semi-impressive spell so far.
Haskell, mind your manners. She is the one paying us.
Yes, let's not forget that. We are partners, Haskell, whether you like it or not. I am not in your employ, so you cannot boss me around. And I will try to avoid doing the same thing. Deal?
He's gonna just turn and walk away.
She'll glance at Quill and give her a little wink.
She'll just shake her head. Stu, can you reach it, or is it out of your impressive reach?
It's 11 feet, right? So Stu, how tall are you?
7'1".
So you could probably reach the top of the chest to open the lid, right? Would
I
you
could
have that
see that.
wingspan?
I think
Yeah.
that gives him like a
Maybe on your
10-foot
tiptoes.
reach at the very least. If
You
he could
can
just hop.
like find a box or so. There are
Or
some
you can
crushed
pick up a
cabinets.
Haskell.
Yeah, you can pick up a Haskell.
Haskell would make up the difference.
Moon Eye's almost 8 feet tall, so between the two of them, somebody can get down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Moon Eye is opening the chest.
I said I was taking it down. I didn't say I was opening it.
Oh, it's bolted to the floor.
Oh.
Yeah,
The floor ceiling.
the floor ceiling. Yep.
Gotcha.
That otherwise it would have fallen a long time ago. So
Do you perhaps want to put me up there so you can see what you're grabbing before you just grab it?
I imagine that when the thing is opened, everything will fall out, Haskell.
All right, it's upside
that's an
down.
excellent point. Maybe someone should stand below it and be ready to catch something.
We can use my cloak. And I'll take my cloak off and I'll give everybody a corner. And so when he opens it, everything will fall into my cloak. And
The
if
nice
I lose
one?
my cloak, yeah, the nice one.
Okay.
If I lose my cloak, I'm going to be really sad, but good idea.
Avarice looks just the smallest bit pained that
We
this
do
is the
not
cloak
have
we're
a white
using.
blanket. I'm sorry.
Look
It
at
is
what Moon Eye
alright.
is wearing. He's practically wearing a white blanket for his cloak.
Moon Eye's cloak is a little burned up. I haven't finished redoing Moon Eye's graphic.
It is
here.
all right. This is in the name of research. And she'll take a corner and nod, ready for whoever is unlocking the chest to do so. Are you lifting, Haskell? Is that what is happening, Stu?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And the rest of you can hold the cloak.
This feels like it's gonna
It's
be
going to
bad.
be a nightmare. I'm excited. You're going to get a face full of acid. That's the weird color on the floor that's now frozen.
I mean, I've already eaten dry powder or whatever.
That's true. That was so funny. Okay, you unlock the chest. And as Quill suspected, all of the contents come falling out onto the cloak. Let's see. There are 4 little vials Yes, and I believe that's all. Let me check one more thing. Wait, I wanted to give you guys something else. There is, okay. There are 4 small vials and a ring. And they all land very gently without breaking in Quill's cloak.
I want to try to snatch that ring so fast if I can. I don't know what I have to roll to be Avarice, but I want that ring.
You're being literally held up. You're essentially grappled.
I will topple off Moon Knight's shoulders to dive for that ring.
Into the cloak?
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay.
Haskell's very worried about Avarice taking his loot.
I mean, I don't back Haskell up on much, but I think in this case, she's utterly evil. It's better for Haskell to have the item. Whatever it is.
Okay. I think you'll have to make a dexterity. Let's see. We'll make it a competition. How about? You make a dexterity check at disadvantage. And I will make a dexterity check.
And you know what? I'm just gonna pre-hero point on Avarice, and she's gonna do disadvantage -2.
Oh.
Dang, yo!
I don't even need to see the result. I just want to do it to her. I want to mock her on the way down. And I would like to use my halfling luck to not take that nat 1.
Okay, hold on. Gotta pull up her stats the old-fashioned way.
Halfling luck for the win.
Okay.
That's really good.
I've got 2 villain points left. I'm gonna do the same to you, Haskell. Reroll that.
Oh, fine.
Take a -2.
Steal my hero point,
Slavistus
Avarice.
wants Avarice to take this.
Am I also a -2?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at a 12 with the affirmation.
Okay, I gotta roll 2 of these. Haskell, you drop down as soon as you see the ring, and you land, and you are able to get the ring, but you hear the crunch of all of the vials as the people holding the blanket were not ready to support your weight suddenly, and the blanket or the cloak falls and the vials crush on it, and so now you have a ring and no vials.
What is on my cloak?
Oh no.
Avarice lets go immediately. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry, I slipped.
Haskell, what have you gotten all over? What is this?
Are these liquids drinkable at all? Can I try to suck these out of the cloak?
I mean, no. It's can you drink water off of a cloak? I guess you could lick it.
I gotta bring that cloak out into my mouth.
It does not. I mean, yeah, you get a few drops, but it does not have any clear effect on you.
Yeah, I tried to salvage it for the record. I'm gonna just.
That's what you call salvaging it? Avarice looks very cross. You just crushed 4 ancient. You told me not to touch anything without permission, and now you are leaping and destroying ancient artifacts.
I have the ring, and you didn't tell me the same. Is this magical? I still have detect magic going.
It is.
I want to put it on.
Avarice will give you a sharp look, Quill, and said, I thought we were a team here. Some friends. And she'll kind of stomp away.
Haskell's just got a big old grin.
Are you being this way, Haskell? You are the one who invited her to be with us. And now you are being an ass.
Don't use such harsh words, Quill. As I said, I slipped.
You are a liar, Haskell.
I don't trust her with such powerful things that might be located in here.
I also do not trust her.
You
with
do
those
not have
things.
to trust her, but you also don't have to break things all over my cloak.
That was collateral damage in an accident.
No,
It's just a
that
couple
was
of
you being
potions.
greedy, Haskell. I don't believe that you don't trust Avarice. If you did not trust Avarice, you should not have invited her along. You cannot act willfully like this when we are... What if this had blown up? I
Well, then
have
I
seen
believe
vials that have been thrown that blow up. You could have killed us all. What if these were 4 explosion bottles?
I just saw Moon Eye get swallowed by a giant insect. I think that I feel fine taking chances with a couple of vials.
I am not happy with you, Haskell.
I will be more careful for you, Quill.
I am still not happy with you, Haskell.
That's okay. We will make amends after we are out of this tower.
We will not. And she's gonna storm out as well.
Quill,
I will not go far, Moon Eye. And she's just gonna leave this room and go into this one right here to check on Avarice. We don't
Avarice
have
is
to
in
RP
the,
it.
yeah, she's in the hallway just like fuming.
Yeah.
Haskell, you've got a ring.
Nice. What does it do?
You have to attune to it for 10 minutes to figure
Haskell,
that
that
out.
was a foolish maneuver you did, but your intention was good.
Thank you, Moon Eye. My intention was not to break the vials. It was just miscalculation on the dive.
Of course.
I
am
have a bad
nervous.
feeling about what she could be pursuing in here.
Hmm.
I don't think she has a pure heart. Not that any of us do, but
She has too great a desire.
indeed. Who knows what she could do to those gargoyle pets if she gets powerful enough magic?
No
She
one
could be
should
ruling us all
seeking-
with a gargoyle army someday.
Quill, what say you and I open this next door before everyone gets their grubby hands all over the ancient artifacts?
And if there is something dangerous that explodes in our faces.
Explorers already came through here and found it for Dazan. And they were able to report back.
The Zan could have left traps for anyone to follow. That is what I would do if I had found something important and I was worried someone else might try. I would make it exceedingly dangerous with only traps that I knew how to undo. And isn't it a bit strange that we found a key, not that difficultly, and reached the chest right in the hallway, right in the front door?
Well, Dazan did manage to kill these explorers, so I can't imagine they must have been that competent.
Was this Dazan not a powerful person?
Oh, please. He believes himself quite powerful, but he's nothing compared to you and I.
I see.
You are right. I will wait for your companions. You did say you would mind Haskell. I will gently remind you. I know what happened is not your fault, but I feel like it will be a very difficult expedition indeed if at every corner we see something interesting and he leaps on it, breaking everything in his path to get to it.
He said that he would be more careful, just for me.
Well, let us hope he really does mean that.
And Quill just stays silent because she doesn't really fully believe that Haskell meant that, but she's just gonna let it sit where it is.
Oh my gosh, Hungry's clone gave me so many villain points. I don't know what I'm going to do with it at the end of this
many
session.
Villain points.
Oh,
I just
All right.
drank some mysterious vials out of a cloak, Tori.
Yeah, I know, but I know what they were. So
Yes, but we don't.
I know that. I know that. All right, I've got an idea. Let's open this last door. Who's opening it?
I'm opening
Apparently,
it.
Quill and Avarice are not. Matt says like so. I'm
I got
opening it. It's me. Okay. I gotta open it for you. Just kidding.
Is Avarice still giving Haskell dirty looks?
She's not even looking at you. She's playing the ignoring you game.
She's using her frost specialty and giving me the cold shoulder, I see.
Ah, I see what you did there. It's nice.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Boo.
There's a dog behind the door.
Yes, there's a dog. A huge dog.
Hmm.
All right. You open the door and sorry for my dog. You see a room, obviously. It is it looks like a library, what used to be a library. There are books all over the and a large table broken. There's also a 5-foot wide tunnel in the floor to the east, which you can't quite see from where you're at right here, but as you step into the room, you'll be able to see it. There's a tunnel going into the floor ceiling.
Okay.
And-
Stew Drinker will do the same thing of like just trying to make sure there aren't any threats that are lying in wait.
You are checking around the room and you don't see anything. Nothing's like jumping out at you.
Okay.
Is there anything magical?
Yeah.
I dash for it.
Okay. Hold on, I'm reading a thing. Okay. Okay, you dash for the table that's broken, and as soon as you get there, there's a huge explosion. There's all my villain points, chat. that's what I'm gonna donate the rest to. I know it's not 8's worth, but we're just gonna.
It's the
do
bait
that.
Haskell with detect magic villain
Yep.
points.
There's a big explosion, and you all need to make dexterity saving throws.
Even Avarice and
Haskell.
Quill, who aren't in the room.
No, not Avarice
Can
and
they
Quill.
just like high five? No, they probably wouldn't.
And
She's probably
and
pissed.
here's the rest of my villain points. Haskell has disadvantage on this.
Oh,
Yep.
Haskell. That
Yep.
sounds about par for the course.
Had it coming.
This is the punish Haskell for his hubris villain
So
point.
disadvantage dexterity, you said?
Yes.
Is 18 do it?
Man, I had a nat 20.
the villain points said no.
They said
Okay.
no. That's an 11 for me. Nope, it's 10. We're not affirmated.
Okay. 18 will save. You'll take half of this, Moon Eye. Hang on. Where is the damage? Here we go. It is 26. We'll say 26 acid damage. As
That's
this
a burning explosion.
this glyph
Ooh.
of warding explodes on the table.
This feels targeted at me specifically. This feels very specifically targeted at me.
It's 100% targeted at not just Haskell, but at Chase.
Yes, targeted at me as a player.
I'm going to
I can-
spend a hero point and swing my axe out in front of Stew Drinker so that it takes some of the blast, so he
Cool.
takes half the damage.
Okay, I like it. I love Moon Eye. Makes sense, but I love Moon Eye just protecting Stew Drinker, so Haskell is just like the only one who takes the full brunt of this.
He is, as Quill has said, being an ass, so he had it coming.
All right, we will end there on that face full of acid explosion as we continue to explore the tower. Thank you, chat, for all of the points, all of the tug of war. It was super fun to have all of the points going around. Thanks for the blessings, and thank you, players, for being such good sports with my big scary monster and all the shenaniganery that comes along with that. We will sadly be off next week from Frostgeeks, I will say. However, we do still have a stream next Monday night that the wonderful Ian will be GMing for us. Ian, do you want to give a little mini pitch
we're
for
going to
it?
be playing a game called Gene Funk 2090. So it uses the 5th edition rules, but it's in 2090, and we have mastered genetic manipulation as well as cyber technology. So the world is not a pretty place, but it's a pretty interesting place. And these guys are going to be a crew called a cadre that are doing cyberpunk kind of stuff. This should be a fun game.
Yeah, very cool. You'll
Sounds
see all these
awesome.
faces minus me, because I
We will
will
miss ya.
be away. But I'm sure it'll be super great. And then, of course, we'll be back on with Frostgeeks the following week. Tomorrow, we also have the Fall of Plaguestone Pathfinder 2nd Edition mini campaign. So tune in for that. Chase is running it. And then we don't have this Wednesday, right, Quill? We do?
No,
Is it
we
this
do.
Wednesday?
We have the
Okay.
finale for our absolute thirstiest TTRPG we have ever run, Defiant. And but I think next time is actually going to be a little intense. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Intense in a less sexual way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Burning down the
Someone-
thirst for the action.
Very cool. Yeah, so we've got some fun stuff coming this week. So we hope to see you back in chat. That's all the cool announcements I've got. So if you would like to support our channel, you can follow or subscribe here on Twitch, or go subscribe on YouTube. We have uploaded a whole bunch of videos and are in the process of uploading even more. So there's going to be a ton of YouTube content coming out. And you can also follow us on social media.
We have some fun, like YouTube exclusive little tiny things coming soon too, in preparation for treasure hunters. So
Yeah, so go
Keep an eye
subscribe
out
if
for
you
that.
want to see the little character teasers and things like that. That'll be really fun. You can also purchase dice and accessories from one of our affiliate partners like Die Hard Dice. You'll find our discount code in the section below to get 10% off your purchase, which is awesome. And you can find our Patreon and Discord links. So go join those if you would like. Discord's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool people hanging around in there. If you are already doing one or all of these things, we really appreciate it. And we just want to say thank you so much. Now, go take a long rest. I always forget to think of good life advice. Go take a long rest. Don't get
don't
swallowed.
get swallowed by a Remoraz.
Yeah, don't get
Hey,
swallowed by
jinx.
a Remoraz. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.